So, good morning or good night, depending on where you are in the world, and welcome to another album review of The Shield Dude on a Couch. I'm your host, Hector, and today I'm going to review an album by an artist that the album came out in June 20th. And this is an artist that I didn't listen to, but I heard so much buzz and I saw his performance at the Black Sabbath last show, and I'm talking about the artist Yungblud, and he did a cover of Changes, and I thought, yeah, that's very interesting, and I like his style. And I remember I didn't listen to him because I saw that he did collaborations in the past with Machine Gun Kelly, so I assumed that he sucked. So I was proven wrong. So I saw many people talking about this album, and I was curious. So I got back here from vacation, and I've been listening to his latest album that is called Idol, and it's 12 songs, 47 minutes, and I was so pleasantly surprised. First of all, something that I gotta say about Yungblud is that he really brings that rock star vibe from the 70s and 80s that's been so missed.
Dream big. Live the life.
Yes, when I see him, his image, he's got a very androgynous image. I think of like a mixture of David Bowie with My Chemical Romance and Placebo. And apparently, I talked to my friend Señorita Sabrosura, and I think Placebo took him on tour. So the type of music that he plays, he's played like a little bit of punk, a little bit of hip hop in his music. But this album, I would say, is more rooted in alternative like rock with some classic rock influences, and obviously pop. And first of all, I gotta say, the album opener is a 9-minute album opener that I thought that is ballsy, and that track is Hello Heaven, Hello. And I'm telling you, that's a track that I didn't think at first it was gonna be that long. It started and it went like hello, 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 and then it goes into like the 3 or 4 minute mark, and it has like a stop, and you get this great guitar solo that harkens the time of like those 70s bands like that, the Led Zeppelin. I'm like, wow, like what's this? I'm like, I am enjoying it. And that track goes through peaks and valleys, and it's so great. It's such an amazing album opener that I felt like, well, if the rest of the album sucks, at least this song is amazing. But you know what? There's no filler for me on this album. So I'm gonna get that out of the way. I enjoyed every song. I think the song that I enjoyed the least, and it's his most favorite song on streaming services, is the single Zombie. I think it's a good song. It's like a good ballad, like the lyrics of like someone like, would you still want me if I'm a zombie? I'm guessing they're talking about someone who's like deep in some addiction of some sort. I think it's good, and I can see why they chose this as a single, but it is not the strongest song on this record. I don't think it's weak, but I just think this record has so many hidden gems in it that, like, focusing just on that track alone is not a good definition of what this album is all about, because there's a lot of like classic rock on this album. So other songs that really stood out for me a lot, the song The Greatest Parade, that one is a mixture of Placebo meets My Chemical Romance, especially the way that Yungblud is singing like The Greatest Parade. I'm like, it sounded so much like Placebo in a good way. So it's a great track. It's a more mid-tempo track, which I like, and it's like in the middle of the album. And you have songs like Monday Murder that is straight up The Cure. It has like those goth vibes, some great bass and guitar to it. So, and it's shorter. That's something about this album. He's got 2 long tracks and then songs that are in the 3 to 2.5 minute mark. So it doesn't overstay its welcome, but he can do long songs, that's for sure. Another song that I think it's great, and it probably my favorite on the record is the song War. When I first was gonna hear it, I thought, maybe it's about war, but I think it's more about like war with oneself and like being in a toxic relationship. And the chorus on that track is so great. So it's the type of like chorus that you'll sing along to and it gets stuck in your brain. Like, what if you're afraid? Or if you're a liar? Obviously, I can't sing like him, but yeah, so earwormy that I just love that track. That one, and maybe the song that starts the record is my favorite. But also, you have Idols Part 1 and Idols Part 2. And I like that he divided those songs into, because Idols Part 1 feels like a very like mid-tempo alternative rock song, and Idols Part 2 is like a shorter version, like an interlude that goes into the last song on the record that is called Super Moon. And then you have like the piano. It could be like an Elton John song. And yeah, I'm just telling you, the other long song that is really good is Ghost. It goes from like being atmospheric and slow to full on like Led Zeppelin worship in the guitar, like classic rock vibes to it. So like I said, I didn't think there's weak tracks on this record. There's also songs like Change, which I thought are great. That one is more like David Bowie like as well. And then you have a song like Fire that is more punk rock in nature. So in conclusion, Yungblud, now I am a fan. This album, it's really good. I didn't expect to like it as much as I did, but I have it on repeat, and now I want to go more into his catalog and explore him, because this is his fourth album. And yeah, I think this is an album that if you like classic rock and all the things that I mentioned, do not sleep on it. Give it a chance. Maybe you'll see the name Yungblud and you'll think, oh, this is gonna be like a hip-hop thing and stuff, but no. This album, at least this one in particular, I didn't feel like there was some hip-hop elements here. It was more classic rock, even like progressive tendencies on the longer songs. So, and like I said, Yungblud has that charisma. He's got, when you look at him, he has that rock star appeal that sometimes it's missing today. And I don't know about you guys, I miss like having like a rock star that looks like a rock star. And like when you see his performance, he owns that stage and he looks like confident in what he's doing. And I think he's a very promising artist. So I gotta say now, I'm a fan. So I wanna know from you, Couchers, what do you think of Yungblud and his album Idols? Tell me what other albums from him I should check out or tracks. Comment down below. I did listen to a cover that he did to a Kiss song in a movie for I Was Made for Loving You. And you know what? I like his cover better than the Kiss version. And that's saying a lot. So until next time, Couchers, this is Hector, the Shield Dude on a Couch. Do not forget to give me a like. Do not forget to subscribe. That helps me to get to more people like yourself. So I'll see you next time right here on the couch. Thank you and goodbye.